What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we need to have a little bit of a talk. Okay, so I'm gonna be upfront to say you probably saw the thumbnail or whatever, and today we're gonna be doing some land destruction. And this seems to be one of those things that people either love it or they hate it, and there's way more people that hate it than love it. Let's be clear about that. But one of the interesting things is people seem to not understand like why there's not more land destruction cards. And the reality is we just have a bunch of people who don't like methods that lead to you not being able to play Magic. So it's the same way people hate playing against decks full of counter spells or whatever, right? It's the same thing, only here you don't ever even get to cast your spells, which is even worse. So it's like a step worse than a bunch of counters, which I hadn't really thought about it that way, but that makes a lot of sense. So what we're trying to like discuss as what's come up on our streams is just that we're probably never going to be in a world where land destruction is a top tier mechanic, or at least a top tier deck. And for that very reason, you don't want a format that's dominated by a bunch of land destruction decks. Now, I will say at least the ones we have available in standard right now are kind of at least useful and creative and a bit different, so you have to work for it a little bit, and that makes it okay. If you have to push the envelope to try to get to where you're going, then I'm okay with that. As long as it's not just done simply and easily and then it just runs rampant. That's what we're trying to avoid. But today, if you want something fun, different, and interesting, and you at least give land destruction a chance, well, we have something for you. Okay, so a little bit of a heads up. I don't know what we're going to have for the games, but I know at one point we were playing a version that actually had Gilded Goose and Lotus Cobra in it. And then I ended up swapping that out for a couple other cards and going ahead and playing some Storm's Wrath as a sweeper. So just something to consider there as we get to talking about the deck list, that we did have some things that were a little bit different that you may or may not see on the video. But for starters, we're going to start right at the top. We have Cleansing Wildfire. The interesting thing about this is that you're often not really getting ahead on lands, but you are putting a land in your opponent's graveyard, which matters, and you're getting to draw a card. So nothing wrong with that. And you can also many times use this, especially against like Sultai Ultimatum, target a land that has the Wolf Willowhaven on it. So then you're destroying that, they lose the Wolf Willowhaven, so now they're behind on mana, and you got a card for your troubles. You can also target a multi-land if you are aware of they need 2, 3, and 2 of colored mana to resolve one of the ultimatums. Well, if you can mess up their mana, you're going to make it a bit more difficult on them. Dual Strike, this is the one that I'm not totally sold on in the deck, but it kind of is holding its place for now. But it does actually allow us to double up any of the land destruction effects. You can double up any removal. So it has a few different notes it's trying to check here. Then we have 4 Fire Prophecy, just to remove stuff and help us find some of the cards we want. Wolf Willowhaven, just to speed up our mana a little bit. Bone Crusher Giant, because it's just a great Magic card. Cultivate, just to roll out more mana. We have Smashing Success, which is one of our true, real land destruction cards. And it also works randomly against an artifact if you need to in case of emergency. We have 4 Storm's Wrath, kind of just our way to help get rid of creatures. This one's fun. We have 2 Chandra, Heart of Fire. And this is fun because we don't get to play with Chandra that often. It's going to rotate out of standard in another like 3-4 months. Like, this is really a fun spot for Chandra and really can help you kind of close out the game late if things just go really long. Then we have Waking the Trolls. This is another land destruction card. And again, remember we were talking about with Cleansing Wildfire, putting stuff into the graveyard. Well, this lets you get a land from your opponent and lets you get ahead. So even getting rid of a land or two can really work to your advantage here. And a lot of times this is going to be our win condition where you're getting to kill like, or create something like 4 to 8 trolls and hope that those get the job done. And then for lands, we're playing 2 Mountain, 7 Forest, 4 Cragcrown Pathway, 4 Knotvold Slumber Mound, because this also destroys a land and then makes green troll, 4 Fable Passage, and 2 Field of Ruin, just for emergencies if we need to get rid of a couple more things. So yeah, overall the deck list is actually pretty clean, pretty simple, nothing that's going to like blow your doors off or anything, but it's all very much focused on doing the thing and doing the thing it does well. As always, remember we're going to play these games, and then on the back end, we're going to talk about any updates we might make. And we're going to have a card spotlight from a random card magic that hopefully helps inform you of some neat things. Which, speaking of which, somebody strolled one of those in here. Not sure why, but hey, here we are. And like, okay, this isn't typical what we expect. All right, because there was a chance that if they played like turn 2 Wolf Willow Haven, this had potential to be super sweet. What are they doing here, though? I'm just going to go ahead and run this out, even though it's probably going to get killed. Land Destruction, mana value 4 is more clunky than mana 3. Well, it's supposed to be. Like, honestly, you don't want a world where Land Destruction is good. People will tell you otherwise. They're like, no, that's not true. I totally... No, you don't. Like, Magic would be awful if that were the case. I guess here we just go ahead and get the smashing success off and destroy one of their multicolor lands. I can't imagine what else we're going to do with it. Alright, well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I guess we keep it. We just got to find one more land to be functional. And we're not completely dysfunctional right now, so, you know, that works. I kind of want to hit, if there are multi-lands, you want to try to hit those first, but looks like there are none here. We're just going to take out a Luminarch Aspirant. And then I think we're going to probably just put this away. I mean, we only have access to 1 red mana right now, so we are a little bit limited on what we can do. Okay, well, I guess we have to start in on this. And here comes another Valkyrie. Oh, angels. So this is just life gain angels. Okay. Oh, you are not good. You are not good at all. Dang. This is sad. All right. I think we might just be dead. Like, you don't get the right cards, we're in trouble. I think this could just be the end. All right, opponent's going to gain some more life. Oh boy, what do we do here? We can attack with the dragon, but I don't know if that really solves anything. But we may have to anyway. Red. I mean, it's not great, but, I mean, keeps them from just bashing us, I guess. But we are definitely in no shape to try to battle this. We are definitely way behind. Because the next thing they play, they're going to gain life. They're going to pump their angel. We're going to take a minimum of 6, and it could be a lot more. It could be 10. Depending on how much life they gain here. Banishing Light. Okay, that's actually not so bad for this turn for us. That's a reasonable amount. Still going to take 4 and go to 12. We can only handle a couple more turns of this. Ooh, I was kind of hoping we'd get another land so I could do this. Boy, now what? I guess we just shoot this. Oh, I could have used this, actually. Dang it. Forgot I had that sitting there. Man, I'm playing so badly today, y'all. I apologize. Just my head's not in the game today. This is probably going to be like Baneslayer Angel or something. And then we would just be dead, I think. Okay, Hallowed Priest. That's going to be a little annoying. Oh, that's going to be very annoying. Yeah, might as well just put it on the Valkyrie and just keep bashing us. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I'm not sure I would have done that, but hey, teach their own. Alright, so we have Smashing Success, but the problem is I don't think we have opportunity to play it against this. And this is funny, because against, like, Yorion decks, this deck is probably good, but against all these, like, white aggro decks, it just sucks. It's pretty terrible. What do we do here? I mean, I feel like we could cast this just to see what we get. And copy it. I mean, it results in cards, and I guess that's better than nothing. And no need to copy it. We'll just take the one. Because worst case, we'll attack with a Bone Crusher, we'll have a Bone Crusher, and, like, just call that good, I guess. I mean, I don't see a way we're going to get out of this, though. Unless the opponent's just out of gas, but I can't imagine they are. Alright, so they're not worried about blocking to try to pump the Angel. That's kind of concerning. Okay. I think the problem is the way the deck's built, like, you have to not play the mana creatures. Really. I just don't think there's any benefit. You have to be able to play sweepers. And for these particular matchups, honestly. Without it, I just don't think you do enough. When they attack, we're probably just going to double block, because there's no need to do anything else here. I mean, just letting it through is worse. Yeah, and I had a version that originally had Storm's Wrath in here, but kind of ended up going a different way. And I think we are likely just dead, because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could play this, but then ultimately we'd just be down to Goose next turn if we don't die. And just be barely. Alright. Though I think we're in trouble. Because even then, we can only take 2 hits in the air, so I don't even think we survive that. Well, Goose can block 1 thing. And then we can gain 3. So, I mean, I guess that's something. And we can still draw some stuff, I guess. So we'll see what happens. But I think we're dead. But yeah, I think the biggest problem with this deck is, like, it's a combination of trying to both have your early ramp. Actually, I think I know what I need to do. I have an idea. I'll make some changes after this game. Oh, are they going to exile our Waking the Trolls? Yep, that's exactly what's happening. Oh no, they're just getting rid of that. Alright, that makes sense. Because if we don't have a sweeper, there's nothing we can do next turn anyway. Like, their best play is put the counter... Exactly, put it on the Valkyrie. So you can attack for 6, and then no matter what, if I do have a sweeper, I'm dead. That's unfortunately not going to do it for us. We can play Goose. Maybe actually, hold on. We can play Goose. We can play this. We can gain 3. Okay. And then we just pass? Yeah, because we can't afford to destroy a land or anything. Yeah, I think we're just dying here. Like, we're buying time, but I think ultimately we are dead. Because even now, like, what's the most we're going to get from the opponent? We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they get created 4/4, so we'll get 4/4/4s, but that's not going to do us any good. We're still going to be at like 2 life maybe. Yeah, and we're going to have to draw a removal card or something. I actually have to draw like a Bone Crusher Giant. Even then, that doesn't help us. Like, Dragon doesn't help. Yeah, we're just in bad shape. I don't know if we have an out. If we're being real, I don't genuinely think we have a real out whatsoever. Oh, well, that's cute. Yep. All right, we're dead. GG's. Yeah, we had no chance there. And it's like a bunch of YouTube creators, myself included, we're just playing different cards in different decks and whatever, right? So we expect to lose a lot of games with the decks we're testing. So it's interesting when people are like, I finally got to play one of those stupid YouTubers or whatever, and I beat them. And it's just like, okay, but like, they were also playing a junky deck, so I don't really understand. What do you mean where? It's here and on Twitch. TWITCH. Twitch.tv/PowrDragn. Well, that was easy. I think the only difference for me is, like, I'm just bad about, like, even if you see my friends list, it's literally just people I've played against periodically on, you know, from streams that I just didn't delete off my list yet. Like, if you see any of my list from other games, it's usually like friends I've played in that, like, recent history are the only people in it. And I don't know why. I've always been that way. Like, I don't maintain large friends list on things or whatever. It's just like, oh, we're getting on to play, like, Among Us, or we're going to do whatever. Like, cool. Among Us doesn't really have a friends list. You just put in a code. So it's probably a bad example. But, you know, it's just like, okay, whatever we're doing in the moment, sweet. After that, I'm like, cool. Let's clear this out because I'm not playing with that many people again. You know, it's a weird thing. Weird thing to kind of get adjusted to, I guess. This is interesting because I kind of want to do this to get rid of one of these so I can find more cards we need. I mean, they'll probably just play like fight as one and save it, but that's okay. I mean, that doesn't keep this from resolving, which is totally good by me. That also keeps a lot of damage off of us, so I don't mind. That's all we were hunting for there, is just to try to get a land. And it's exciting that they already played a fight as one, because then there's a chance they don't have any more indestructible action. I was hoping we'd get to test it, though. Alright. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and try to shoot Leonin Light Scribe, I think. Because I feel like if they can save another thing here, then next turn we can Storm's Wrath if we find a red land. An untapped red land at that. Okay, cool. So they had another fight as one, but that's okay. That actually got used defensively, so I don't mind, actually. That's totally legit. Like, that's kind of the best of our possible solutions. Okay, that doesn't matter. That kind of matters, because this could make this hurt a little bit. But what mostly matters is, can we keep the number of options in their hand limited? We don't want them to be able to make stuff bigger than 4 toughness. That's all we're worried about on our turn. Draw an untapped red land. That's step 1. Alright, we take 6. We found the untapped red land. Great. Well, the good news is, we have back-to-back Storm's Wrath now, so even if they save 1 or 2 of these, we can get the other ones. And they had nothing. Great. Fantastic. That worked exactly like anticipated. Or are they playing counters in that list? Because that would be sad times. I'm more concerned about them having whites than blue. Because all their real creatures we're afraid of are white. So if we can limit... And the cards they tend to play that we're worried about are white. Okay, Borrow's cool. Neat. Okay. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. I will get their Temple of Enlightenment. That seems nice. Dual Strike doesn't do too much for us here. I am going to play this, and then we're just going to shoot a Brazen Borrower.
When it comes to starting fires, I'm kind of a genius.
Alright, I think we got this now. I'm not sure they're going to have any other outs once all this goes down. Especially since I have a Storm's Wrath. Though, I would now possibly kill all my own trolls, so I don't like that so much. We may have to just let them have a 1/1.
Feel free to stop that anytime.
And I'm okay with that. You can have a 1/1. Actually, we don't even have to use that. We can kill the 1/1 on top of it. So we can just do this. We can kill this. Yeah. Alright. Boy, what do we do here? I think we go ahead and use that. I think. Alright, opponent's choosing to do nothing here. Just 2 blue. What are the odds this is like probably a mill deck? This will probably get countered. Because if it's not a mill deck, okay. Then here comes Teferi's Tutelage. Okay, wasn't even that. Oh, then I got nothing. Like I don't know what the opponent's doing. I guess we cultivate. I mean, who knows? Let's find out. Sure. I am A-okay with that. Like, if that gets test of talents, great. I guess I don't know. It's still weird. You still run into people that play, like, full-on, like, counterspell decks. So, like, it could be one of those. We'll see, though. Alright, there's an opt. Sure. Alright. I guess we'll go with the next thing that gets countered. There's probably something else that gets tested talents, right? Nope, Omen of the Sun. Okay. Or Omen of the Sea, sorry. Oh, you never like it when your opponent tops. That's usually bad. Okay, one was an opt, apparently. And it just drew the next card. Okay. Sure. I'm just trying to figure out what their kill card would be or what's actually happening. That's the part I don't understand. Would you like to counter this? Okay. And this probably just gets hit with Mystical Dispute. Reject. Okay, I guess that's kind of the same thing. What is their kill condition then? Like, what are you trying to kill us with? I don't understand. Or maybe it's bounce spells or something, so our tokens won't be that good.
I just need to keep a cool head and I'll be fine. Hey, let's hit the books.
Well, I was going to do something else. But I guess I have to kill some planeswalkers.
Perhaps I need to be more aggressive.
Alright. I mean, the opponent's deck might be a good deck for the play queue. There's another one. Dang it.
If the Prismari want refinement, I'll impress
I'm going to
with
just draw 2 more
perfection.
cards. Yep, makes sense.
I have learned so much today.
Come on, Bone Crusher Giants. That is not what we were looking for. We're not even going to really get that many lands off the Waking of the Trolls right now. We don't have anything in the opponent's yard. I don't see how we're going to win this one, y'all. I think I just have to pass. And I feel like we're in pretty bad shape, really. Yep. This is one of those ones that, like, I kind of want to play through this game for content, but I also want to scoop because it's going to be extremely boring the rest of the way. Because we're playing an opponent that's pretty much playing a non-interactive deck. But, like, meh. Alright, you have a midnight clock. Sure. Yep.
You need to slow down. Let's talk.
Alright, well, I'm sure this is likely going to lead to just my token getting bounced, because I can't imagine they have anything else in there. It's not going to be super useful. Well, this is a very interesting situation.
My
What
concentration
if...
is shattered.
I guess we kind of have to do this if we want any chance of our Waking of the Trolls. Well, I mean, it's probably going to get countered anyway, but if we want it to even possibly do anything, we're going to need to get lands in the opponent's graveyard. Alright, that's actually not the worst thing. Sure. Get rid of a test of talents. Or, yeah, that's fine. We are a land short, though. Would be nice to be able to sneak through Awakening of the Trolls here, but we're not going to be able to. See if maybe we can get a Bone Crusher Giants. Would be alright. Even if it's just to be able to play it straight up as a 4-3. Alright, we'll pay for it. Just to get the card. Okay, well, that didn't do much for us, unfortunately. Is their kill card literally maybe just Rowan? I mean, Will? Maybe that's what happened. So I'm just trying to think, like, what else is supposed to go on here? But maybe that's exactly it. Their goal is just counter everything and try to kill you with Will, I guess. I don't really know kind of what else would happen here. Attack for 4? I mean, this will just get countered by one of the 15 million counters the opponent plays. Yep, here's a cancel. That's fine. And then I think our plan next turn is attack for 4, put the opponent at 10. Then if we can, make a 2/2 wolf. And hopefully between them that will be enough. Because the opponent obviously is not playing any type of bounce spells. And we'll pass. They're going to put 2 charge counters on the, or time counters, I guess, on the midnight clock. Which, on the one hand, is mildly annoying, but they're basically going to have it go off next turn. But I'm not really sure what we care about, except for the wills in their graveyard, so... Oh, I meant to make a deuter. Well, that sucked. And this is when the last one, when the 12th counter's put on it. Okay. So targeting it wouldn't even do any good here. Alright. That was a mistake on my turn. I should have been had the opponent down to 4 here, which makes a big difference, because if they have a bounce spell now, we would have been able to have 2 wolves this turn. And now we don't. And that's bad. Even more so if they do play like Will and can make something into an 0-2. And like we have to do that whole song and dance. Alright. Oh, I have to do it on my turn. I keep forgetting that. That's why. That's the idiot part of me. Alright, well, we will turn one of these into a wolf. End the turn. Opt, sure. And go search for a land, because there should only be like 2 forests left, and they just die. Okay. Alright, so that was a little bit of an interesting journey. I think the deck plays mostly the way we expect it would. It's good for the play queue. I would not recommend ranking with this. It's just not ladder quality. Mostly because it's going to have some inconsistent times where you get a bunch of your mana or your land and no land destruction, or, you know, you can handle the creature decks, but you got to get enough of the early removal cards. I mean, there's just kind of a lot of moving parts that you need 2 or 3 things to go your way to really kind of pull it off. But if it works, it's a whole lot of fun and it's super awesome. It's just not always going to get there. Now, one of the other things I would consider is possibly playing a card something like Elder Gargaroth, or whatever, if you wanted to squeeze in some extra damage or creatures. But, you know, you could also play this best of 3 and even sideboard some stuff like that to kind of catch your opponent off guard and bring in a few more creatures if you were going to go ahead and try to play on the ladder. So just something to consider there. But otherwise, I don't think as the base list I really want to change too much about it from where it is. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Expressive Iteration. And this is a new card from Strixhaven that we've been seeing show up in a lot of decks. Pretty much anything that's playing red and blue wants to force us into their list. And it's a really good card for older formats. And usually that's a good combination for a high price. And in this case, that came through as well. This card's already $5. I don't know if people know that. It's pretty much been going up and up and up since day one. And, you know, if you get a card like this that's only 2 mana and it works in every old format and it's also good in standard, you're definitely going to have a card that's ripe for being pretty high price compared to other similar cards out of that set. And in this case, it's going to end up being the highest priced uncommon for sure. And it's the type of card that you can probably scoop up now because I don't know when it'll be reprinted again. And it's going to be played for quite a while in a lot of different decks. Don't forget about today's deck. If you want it, it will be in the description down below. And as always, I encourage you to go ahead and take a look at all the other links we have down in the description because they have links for everything. So if you want to come hang out on my stream on Twitch or on Facebook Gaming, or if you want to just come join the Discord, all the links are down there below. Also, if you're shopping on TCGPlayer or Amazon, there's a link for each of those. And if you shop through that link, just like normal, no extra money you have to spend or anything, the channel will get a 1 to 3% kickback and you'll be helping me out. And finally, if you haven't, you know I gotta ask, if you enjoyed the video or you like any of these crazy experiments, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because that lets me know you appreciate what I'm doing. It really, really, really helps the page get exposed and get the videos in front of people. And most importantly, it lets you know whenever I have a new video up. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.